Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel, or welcome if you're new. My name is Veda and this is A Simple Budget. Here on my channel I show you how my family is using the zero-based budgeting method in order to maintain a simplified financial life. If that sounds like content that you're interested in, I would love it if you would hit the subscribe button and join our little crew here. And with that being said, let's get into today's video. Well, hello everyone and happy Friday to you. I hope that your week has been absolutely wonderful, and I have so been looking forward to sitting down and chatting with you guys this week. We have a couple of things that we're going to go over in today's video. It's not just going to be the weekly check-in. So first and foremost, if the only thing that you're interested in, I'll just give you a little snippet, is up front, we're going to be discussing some things regarding my Etsy shop. Nothing bad. But if you just want to skip straight to the the weekly check-in portion, I'm going to go ahead and leave a timestamp up on the screen for you now so that you can just kind of skip ahead and get to the weekly check-in if that's the reason why you're here. We also have giveaway winners announced at the end of the video as well, so stay tuned for that. But right now, just to go over some shop housekeeping stuff, I have added a couple of new dashboards to my shop. They are very autumn specific, and I'll just show you what they look like. So I chose a phrase. A lot of you are also fellow Gilmore Girls fans, and I just loved this play on, it's like one of the first episodes in the first season. It's Rory's birthday party and her grandparents come, and I think her grandfather is doing some sort of like, what season are you, quiz in like a teen magazine or something. Either way, Rory comes out and asks, so what's the verdict? And he says, she's talking to her grandfather, and he says, I am an autumn. So I ran with that as inspo and created a dashboard that says I am an autumn. And I have different elements on each of them. So I just did a single pumpkin. And then I did this little double leaf situation because I liked how kind of like whimsical it looked. And then I did a little pumpkin cluster here just because I just thought that was pretty and sort of minimalist and simplistic. And then I did this like wavy branch thing because there's something about leaves and branches and stuff that just reminds me of fall. So anyways, these are available in A5 size, which is the size they are for my budget planner here. And I also have them available for if you want them for your cash binders as well, that A6 size. And then of course, as with all of my dashboards, you can get them in this vellum. These are actually vellum, even it's got a white backing, so it's hard to tell, but they come vellum or cardstock, and then you can get them matte or glossy laminated. And so those are listed. So the reason why I'm even kind of it's just fun to feature new items, but the other reason why I'm going over some things with you is I have a few seasonal things, like seasonally related things that I have in my Etsy shop. And what I ended up deciding to do is to move anything that has any sort of seasonal reference into a category in my Etsy shop, like a section called just seasonal items. So even though traditionally, if you've taken a look in my Etsy shop, which by the way, it's linked below in my videos always, I have everything segmented out into different sections. So I have a dashboard section, I have a planner accessories section where you'll see, I have some, oh my gosh, I just lost my brain, bookmarks, which I will be updating soon. I'm going to be making some more autumnal ones. So they're pressed flower laminated bookmarks, if you're interested in those. I am also going to be doing some designs that are hole punched as well, so that maybe if you want to just flip to a section in your budget binder as opposed to using it as an actual bookmark, we'll have those available as well. Anyways, additionally, I don't need to go what's in each section, but I have a planner accessory section, I have a dashboard section, I have a cash envelopes section. a budget tools section. And what I'm doing, I'm still keeping all of those sections, but I am segmenting out anything that is seasonal related so that you can find all of the seasonal items in one place. So I have some seasonal savings challenges. Those are going to be moved into the seasonal section as well. A variety of different seasonal dashboards and that sort of thing. The other thing that I wanted to talk to you about regarding my Etsy shop is that I'm going to be spam listing you, or not you guys, but I'm going to be spam listing a bunch of Oops products over the next 1 to 2 weeks. And in the past, I have taken a picture of each individual item and uploaded it to my Etsy shop. I am not going to be doing that this time. I'm going to be using photos that I already have for different items, and then kind of clustering like items together. This isn't really going to make sense, but you'll see it if you're a person who purchases Oops items from me. I don't really feel the need to showcase like the flaw in the photos because I don't sell anything that can't actually be utilized. So anything in my Oops section is always going to be something like there was like a little fuzzy in the laminating sheet, or I didn't catch like an ink splotch or something like that, like on the actual item that I am listing. So like for my Oops cash envelopes, what I'm going to do is just show a photo of the cash envelope with the font. And then I'm going to have in the drop down menu, you'll see you can choose any of the categories that I have listed there. It just makes it easier for me so that I don't have to list or take a photo of each and every item that I have as an Oops item, because it takes me so long when I have to do it that way. And it becomes really cumbersome and it's not enjoyable at all. The other thing that's going to change is typically what I do with placeholders, because I have a ton of Oops placeholders. I like take a picture of each bundle that I create. What I'm going to do now is I'm going to indicate if it's a mystery low number bundle or a mystery high number bundle, meaning I'm going to do bundles that are like lower placeholder amounts, like 250, 500. Oh, I think 100, 250, 500, and 1,000. And I'll do fully funded included in those too, just because fully funded can mean anything for anybody. And I want those to be included in lower dollar amount bundles as well. And then for my high dollar amount bundles, I'm going to have 1,000, 5,000, 10,000 fully funded as well. And it's just easier for me to list them like that. And it's, again, it will be showcased under a picture of what like the style, because I have 3 different style placeholders. So it will all be listed under a picture of the style of placeholder, but I'm not taking a picture of each individual Oops bundle so that you can like see the flaw and things like that. So I hope that makes sense. If you have any questions, please don't hesitate to ask me. But it's just easier for me to do it this way because I have a ton of Oops items. And so if I have to take a picture of each thing, it's just absolutely exhausting. And it takes me hours and hours and hours and hours to do it. So anyways, let's jump in to the weekly check-in, shall we? Now that I've rambled on. And, you know, if you didn't sit and listen to me talking about my Etsy shop, welcome to the weekly check-in portion of this video. By the way, the weekly check-in, if you happen to be new around here, is a video that I upload every single week where I go over the previous week's non-cash purchases. So obviously for, using cash to make a purchase, I don't reconcile it in here. Obviously we track it so that we know like, hey, we have this much money in this envelope, et cetera, et cetera. But anything non-cash related, money has to go back to the bank in order to reconcile all of that if we cash stuff for that particular category. So I'm going to just jump right in here, grab my expense tracking sheet, and a few smooth writing surface pages. And what I'm going to do is just go ahead and zoom you guys in so that you can see what we're talking about just a little bit better and get into chatting about what I bought this week. All right, so now that we are zoomed in here, let's get into this expense tracking, shall we? So first up, we have a parking charge from Mr. Simple. He visited some family. I think I mentioned this in Monday's cash stuffing video. I'll go ahead and leave that linked now for you if you are interested in watching it. But yeah, so he paid for parking. It was $2. It's coming from his spending because this is just how we work out stuff like this while we're still we've paid off our debt now, but now we're moving into saving up for an emergency fund. So until we have like a robust vacation fund, this is how we are taking care of this. So $2 is going to come from his personal spending. Next up, the Dunks, especially for those of you who are watching in the Boston area. I'm thinking of you, Auntie Chris. I mean, we have Dunkin' Donuts everywhere, but there's something special about a Dunkin' Donuts in the New England proper, if you will. And I don't even know what he got, but it was $9.10, and I'll be returning $9 to the bank. And this is a great time to tell you about our coin jar, our virtual coin jar. So typically what we do if we have a purchase where there's change involved and it's a debit card, so we're returning money to the bank, we usually actually round that purchase up to the next dollar, and then that change is tracked by my husband, so he knows how much is in our virtual coin jar because it's something that he's tracking on a spreadsheet so that we know how much of a change overage we've kind of earned from week to week. And we kind of just treat it as like a miscellaneous expense buffer. Actually, you'll see up here, I purchased waters for my kiddos when we were out somewhere, and it came to $4.31. And we would typically have pulled that from Family Fund, but Mr. Simple just used the change that we had in the coin jar to fund that purchase. And so that's how we treat that. Every now and then, though, when we have a purchase where the change is less than 50 cents, we will pull that change from the coin jar rather than rounding up to the next dollar. So it just depends on what the purchase is looking like and how we're feeling at that time, but that's just sort of how we handle the change in a debit card purchase. Next up, we had an Amazon purchase for $30.24. Initially, I thought this was all one category, but it wasn't, which is why I crossed it out. And so this gets broken down into two different categories, actually. One of them was materials. This is for my business expenses binder. So it was a total of $18.24, and I'll be returning $19 to the bank for that. And then another one was actually a Christmas purchase. The human that I purchased it for is currently present in the home, and just in case she is listening, I am not going to be specific, but it's a stocking stuffer. And so it came to $12, and I'll be returning $12 to the bank. I am not the type of person who purchases Christmas presents all through the year. If I see something that I know is wonderful and I will forget about it come Christmas, that's when I'll snap it up. And that is what happened in this case. So, and then of course, Mr. Simple has a section of his spreadsheet that is Christmas purchases so that we can make sure we're staying in budget for each person we purchase for. So, but I also have a Christmas section of my budget planner that I absolutely love and spent so much time working on. So if you're interested in something like that, to just add it as an insert into your budget planner or just any kind of planner that you have, it's a fantastic Christmas planner that takes into account everything. It's like gift lists and Christmas card checklists and a menu planner and a budget planner. It's very thorough, and I'm so proud of it. I absolutely love it. So if you're interested, that is listed in my Etsy shop. Not that we're thinking about Christmas right now, but I mean, it is September. So before you know it, Christmas will be here. Next up was another Amazon materials purchase. The total was $45.42, and I will be returning $46 to the bank. Oops. Next up this was for Mr. Simple's, oh my gosh, you guys. This was for his trip to see family. So I don't know how many of you have traveled Spirit Airlines, but they are the absolute bane of my existence. I hate Spirit Airlines. If I cannot fly them, I do. I hate them so much. They nickel and dime you to the point that it's not worthwhile to get their cheap flight. And it feels like being on a glorified city bus. So I do not enjoy it. But Mr. Simple flew Spirit Airlines to get to his family vacay situation, and they charged him $79 for his carry-on. I will just let that rest there. So we will be returning $79 to the bank. Next up was a grocery purchase. This is from Sprouts. It was a total of $124.74. I just went in there and did some like basic grocery shopping stuff, and I hadn't stuffed my grocery envelope yet, which is why I pulled it, which is why I use my debit card instead of cash, because I usually just take cash with me. So it was $125, and I'll be returning that to the bank. Next up, if you guys have been around here for any amount of time, you know that I play this little garden game on my phone. I absolutely love it. I will leave it linked below for you if you are interested in playing it too. I think I'll get some like bonus coins in the game if you sign up using my referral link, but I'm not 100% sure on that one.
Bonus coin.
You're a bonus coin. You're not supposed to be in Friday's video. You're going to throw the people off. He just got in from mowing the lawn. So anyways, every now and then I will, against my better judgment, make a little purchase in this game. And so I did that this time. It was $1.05, and I'll be returning $1 to the bank. Next up is a lights lacquer purchase. And if you're an OG, you also know about them too. This is the brand of nail polish that I buy and absolutely love. And I think it was in Monday's video that I mentioned my brand loyalty is legit because I used an OPI color in my manicure last week and it chipped within a day. And that is not my experience with like lights lacquer polish. I've had this manicure for 2 days now. This is just nail polish. I do 3 coats and then her gel top coat, and it lasts a good long while. I absolutely love her nail polish. I have unending loyalty to this brand. It is not sponsored. She does not know that I am in existence, but I talk about them all the time. Anyways, I needed to replenish my top coat that I use, the gel top coat, which I'll go ahead and leave linked for you below if you're interested. And then I picked up one of her new fall colors. It's called Lady Marmalade, and it's this really deep, rich, almost black burgundy, which I adore this time of year. This color is actually from her Bibliotech Quad, and the color is called Or Worse Expelled. And I don't know, she's a bit of a reader also. And I know that that's a book reference. I just don't know what it's referencing. So if you know, let me know. Let us all know down below. But that's this color. It's this like sort of taupey chocolate color. And I really, really love it. So I've been enjoying it. Anyways, you didn't ask, but that's why we're here. Like what did Veda buy this week? Always nail polish, you guys, always nail polish. But I pull it from my YouTube envelope because we've talked about this before, but mostly my manicure. I mean, I definitely enjoy giving myself a manicure, but it is done as frequently as it is because you guys see my hands on camera. And so I will, every now and then I will pull some money from my YouTube envelope to fund the purchase of nail polish and such. Conversely, my pedicure, I only do once a month because you guys don't see my toes. Nobody wants to see my toes. Anyways, moving right along. This was, I don't even remember, something Mr. Simple bought when he was out and about on one of his treks. I think it's a Shell gas station. It's coming from his spending. It's $4 and we'll be returning $4 to the bank. Next up was his Uber ride. I could not take him to the airport this day. So he took an Uber and it cost $55.93. Like it's not even worth it to travel anymore, frankly. And we'll be returning $56 to the bank. Next up, my son's yearbook was available for purchase. And so because we missed it last year, I was not about to miss it this year. And I just jumped on it and purchased it. I got his name engraved in it or embossed in it or whatever. So it cost a little bit more, but the total purchase is $42.49. And I'll be returning $42 to the bank. This is going to put us, I think, in a little bit of a deficit in our back to school envelope, but we're going to go ahead and remedy that as well. We may throw some extra money at it with my Etsy and YouTube stuffing. We'll just kind of see how it all shakes out. But school has taken a hit as of late, and this is another reason why. So it's just like that sometimes, you know? Next up was another Sprouts grocery purchase. This was me just kind of popping in to see if they had any meat on discount, and they did. I ended up getting lamb chops and lamb steak this day, so definitely worth it. And I picked up one or two other things too, I think. So the total price came out to $69.40, and I'll be returning $69 to the bank. And then we've got another Amazon purchase, $133.61, and I have this broken down into a couple different categories too. I'm just going to scooch up here. One of them is an equipment purchase. This is, I actually had to replace the toner in my printer, and that for me falls under equipment. And then I also had another materials purchase for $53.61, and I'll be returning $54 to the bank for that one. This one, you guys are going to laugh at me. Okay. Again, this is like, if you've been around here for a while, you know that I have a particular obsession with coffee mugs. It's like a thing. Some may call it problematic. I don't know that I would agree, but I have to tell you, this is what happened. So I came across an Instagram reel of one of the home interiors accounts that I follow on Instagram. And I was watching her reel, and she had this little rod that she was like hanging, because she has like a little coffee bar section in her house. And she had this little rod that she was hanging some of her autumn mugs on. And she hung up this series of, well, I think it was only two, so that's not a series, but a set of 2 autumnal pumpkin-shaped mugs. And I was like, oh my gosh, I absolutely have to know where she got those from, because they're beautiful. They have this beautiful like leaf print on them. One of them is blue with like a white leaf print. And then the other one is like a creamy white color that has like a burgundy leaf print on it. And they were absolutely stunning. So I go to her like to know it page, and I click on it, and I come to find out that they are from Anthropology from like a year or 2 years or 3 years ago. And so because I'm me, I went on an absolute hunt for these things because they were more pricey on eBay. But then I ended up finding one on Poshmark and getting it. And I was so beside myself. I'll leave pictures of them so that you guys can see on the screen. But then if I can find them linked, I'll leave whatever links I can find of either of the colors on both from eBay and Poshmark. Just if you're interested and you want to spend the money and it's in budget and all that kind of stuff. But I was absolutely enamored by these things, and I had to buy them. Or the one. I am thinking about getting the cream one with the burgundy leaves, but I'm going to have to like spring that on Mr. Simple in like a month or so, because when I told him I bought a mug, he about lost his mind. So, because the very last thing I need in my house is another coffee mug, but I digress. Anyways, that cost me $30.30, and I'll be returning $30 to the bank. Last up, it was just Mr. Simple had to run to the doctor really quickly. I think it was just like for blood work or something. And so it was $11.29, and we'll be returning $11 to the bank, which is wonderful. So what I'm going to go ahead and do now is zoom you guys back out, and then we will get into the unstuffing portion of the video. Okay, so actually before we get into any calculating and cash unstuffing, I decided that I'm going to go ahead and announce the winners now. So just as a refresher, if you watched last week's weekly check-in, for some reason my phone stopped recording, or I don't remember exactly what happened, but it cut off the whole end of my video. And so I felt terrible about that. And so I decided to do a giveaway for 5 of you to win this little Post-it pad here. This is something I have listed in my shop under my planner accessories. And I just thought it would be like a fun little thing that you could jot notes down onto, or just like add to planner pages, or even just keep in your kitchen for lists or your office for lists or whatever. I just love this flower. I have this on some dashboards and things like that too. But I'm giving 5 of these away. And so what I'm going to do, I haven't pulled them yet, but I'm going to just go ahead and flash them up on the screen now, all 5 of the winners, to have these mailed to you. So if you see your screenshot up on the screen, just go ahead and shoot me an email. My email is the.simple.budgetyt@gmail.com. I'll go ahead and leave my email address up on the screen as well so that you can see it, so you can visualize it. But yeah, so just shoot me an email and then I will get this in the mail to you. Congratulations if you were one of my giveaway winners. And thank you guys all so much for just telling me how you found my channel. That was super fun to read and go through. So anyways, now that we are through with that portion of the video, I'm gonna go ahead and zoom you guys through me adding all of this up just so I know what I'm supposed to have at the end of this. And then once I'm done, we'll get into the unstuffing. All right, so at the end of this, I should have somewhere in the neighborhood of $669. I know I'm not gonna have all of this, just because most of Mr. Simple's spending money is actually in our high yield savings account, so we'll kind of be reconciling that as well, but for the most part, we should have this. And actually, I'm just realizing that I think I have more grocery money in my wallet. Not much, but some. So I will just go ahead, since I have this sitting here, I'll add up what I'm supposed to return from grocery and we will go from there. So we've got 125, 69, and that's it. So 194, I know I don't have that, but I will just subtract it from what I pay. Okay, so I have 125. So minus 125. Oh, I need my cash tray. So I swear I love to throw my pen. So minus 69. And so I'll just subtract that from future grocery trips. That's just how we do that. But let me go grab my cash tray. You would think that when I grabbed my calculator, which sits right next to my cash tray in my desk drawer, that I would have thought to bring that with me too, but I did not. So here we find ourselves. Oh, I'm gonna go back a little. Go back one. There we go. So let me just cross off these grocery purchases and then I will just know to subtract 69 from what we plan to stuff it in the next couple of weeks as well. Let me see if we have any other high priority sinking funds coming out of here. I thought there was one for medical. Yes, medical. $11. Oops. Oh, perfect. I love when I have exact change. It's my favorite. Yes. All right. And then remaining in medical, we've got 20, 30, 45, 51 plus 250 in our high yield savings account. So 51, put a check mark there. And then, yep, it's looking like we're done in high priority sinking fund. So I'm just gonna go ahead and move to low priority. And we've got to figure out actually from Mr. Simple first what we're pulling. So we've got 2, 9, he's being all loud in the kitchen, 79. Oh. 4 and 56. You distracted me. So 150, which I don't think he has in his envelope, but we'll figure it out. You're just being loud now. 20, 35, 36, 37, 38. So he is shy $112.
That's what you get for insinuating I'm broke.
So minus 112. But again, he's got money in our high yield savings account. So it's not that big of a deal. It's not like he's, running a deficit of $112. But now I'm going to cross off all of his expenses here. This. All right, and then let's go ahead and do from mine now. I have $1 and then $30. You're being so loud.
I'm sorry.
Are you? So, oh, I have it. No way. Oh, wait, no. Right? Yeah, 31. So, yeah. So 20, 30, and then 1, 2, 3, 4. Perfect. I know I said I wasn't going to spend any more money, but you guys, I mean, the mug, I can't help it. So $4 is what I have left in my envelope, and then I can cross off. Where's that other one? There we go, right there. Okay, let me check and see what we're looking like. Materials, Christmas, his, hers, school. Okay, so it looks like we are into holiday sinking funds now. We have a couple of things to grab from there. So first up is Christmas. I'm gonna go ahead and grab $12 out of there. Oh, perfect, exact change. So 10, 11, 12, and now remaining in Christmas, we've got 100, 200, 20, 40, 60, 85. So 285. We need to move that over to our high yield savings account. Oh, there we go. Our threshold is $250. That's what, when we get to 250, we like to move it over to high yield. And then back to school, I know we've got a deficit here, but I'm supposed to be returning 42, so we'll see what we have. Okay, so I am shy $22. So minus 22. There we go. All right. And we'll just like pull this from what we were supposed to stuff for the rest of the month, and that will likely even itself out. I have to look at what our budgeting plan was, but by and large, we'll be okay. And I think that's gonna do it for our holiday sinking funds. Yes. So now I'm gonna just go ahead and move into my business binder, and we will unstuff the rest of this cash money. So here we go. Let's see. So materials is my biggest one. So I've got 1946. I know. Oh, there we go. And 54. So that's 119. I know I don't have 119 in here, but it's fine. 20, 40, 60, 1 and 2. 57 shy. So that just means that I will stuff it 57 less when I do my Etsy and YouTube stuffing. But I get paid from Etsy every single week. So I do have money sitting in there for materials. It's just, you know, it's not sitting in my envelope right now. Okay, so let me cross that off. Materials, there we go. Wonderful. Okay, and equipment. I don't think I have 80 in here. Let's see. No, I have 27. 80 minus 27 is 53. So once again, that money is still just sitting in my checking account. Oops, I haven't moved it over yet. So I have a $53 deficit in equipment, 53. Okay, oh, okay, and then last up is YouTube. I'm pulling $30 from that. All right, just do 40 and pull back 10. And now in YouTube, I have 20, 40, 60, 80, 95, 96, and 97. All right. Okay, so now I just have to take my original number and then subtract everything that we had a deficit in, and then give the cash account to make sure we have what we think we're supposed to have. So 69, 112, 22, 52, and 53. All right, I should have $361 sitting here. So let's give her a count. So 1, 20, 40, 60, 82, 20, 40, 60, 80, 93, 10, 20, 35, 45, 50, 51, 52, 53, 54, 55, 56. That's not what I'm supposed to have. 361. Did I do my math right? 361. 20, 40, 60, 80, 2, 20, 40, 60, 80, 93, 10, 20, 35, 45, 50, 51, 52, 53, 54, 55, and 56. I am $5 shy. I'm sure that you guys saw me do something, or maybe am I missing something? No. Yep, I don't know. So I'm gonna have to wait to catch this when I actually do, when I edit this video. That's when I'm gonna catch whatever I've done wrong, apparently. Or maybe I just didn't pull the total amount. I don't know. I'll figure it out, but I'm not gonna bore you guys any longer with it. Or if you caught my error, you're probably screaming it at the screen right now, or you're gonna tell me in the comments. So anyways, that's gonna do it for me for today's video. Congratulations again to our winners, and thank you so much for tuning in today. If you enjoyed it, I would love it so much if you would give me a thumbs up and leave me a comment down below. And I hope that you guys have a wonderful weekend. And yeah, I'm gonna be back here with you guys again on Monday with a cash stuffing. And I'm pretty sure we're gonna have some bonus content next week as well. So be on the lookout for that. And like I mentioned at the beginning of the video, be looking out for my listings of Oops products to go live as well. I'm just gonna be kind of throwing them out over the next 1 to 2 weeks. So you'll see that section get beefed up again. So anyways, you guys have a good one, and I will see you on Monday. Bye everyone.